hours. Garbage. I'm so sick from not sleeping. I have an MRI in 2 hours. I can't even imagine going to it. I canceled the last time. I feel like I'm just on the verge of collapsing or losing my mind from being so sleep deprived. One of the first things I noticed when I was at my sickest is right away the whites of my eyes weren't really white anymore. Like it's hard for me to look in the camera because my eyes don't look. I reflect what I'm seeing. My eyes look so. My eyes don't look white anymore. You know what I mean? Easter is coming. I'm suffering so bad. Easter is coming, and it makes me think of my daughter 100 times. You know, it makes me think of past Easters and photographs and Easter get-togethers with the family and stuff. And it's beyond me how family can watch someone else suffer and beg for help. I'm in so much pain. I'm so sleep deprived. My vision is so blurry. My hearing, my jaw, my teeth, my sinuses. Shove your jaw forward. Shove your bottom jaw forward. Shove your jaw forward and then shove up. Shove up under your chin like this and stay that way for 8 to 10 hours to try to get 2 or 3 or 4 hours of sleep. That's how I live 365 days a year. Trying to open my airway. Shoving up all the time. Trying to open so I can breathe. I'm literally being tortured here. Fought for a trach and they didn't want to do that. Fought and tried to get an oral mouthpiece. The one I have is helping a bit, but it's not enough. I think I need a trach. I'm literally being tortured here. My life is gone. My life is gone from all of this. I can't imagine. Like, I feel like I'm going to have a mental breakdown. I don't mean cry and have a fit. I mean, I feel like I'm going to have a complete breakdown to try to go to this MRI in an hour and a half. I can't even get to medical appointments anymore. I'm so ill. There's times, you know, when I have 4 hours of sleep or when I have 5 hours, it's like Christmas. that, and I can kind of function, but I'm still sick. I'm still not function by normal standards at all. But I mean, there are times when I don't feel like giving up. When I've had 4 hours of sleep and I can actually do laundry. Yeah, you know what? Delusional people are dangerous, People who can't see the truth in your situation, people who are dumb enough to think, well, if they're sick, doctors would be helping them. Delusional people are dangerous. If a doctor thinks, and I'm not saying I haven't been diagnosed, I have been diagnosed with all sorts of things. But what I'm saying is, a doctor can be delusional that you're delusional. Your family can be delusional that you're delusional. If you're fighting for your life, a doctor can be delusional about what's happening in your medical situation. Your family can be delusional that you're not sick. I was sitting right in front of, like 3 feet from a specialist when I was in absolute medical crisis. And he was delusional that I was delusional. He didn't believe that I had sleep apnea. He didn't believe that I had severe insomnia. He was absolutely delusional that I was delusional. And when he saw the results, he was mortified. He had nothing to say to me. People can be delusional that you're delusional. And delusional people can be dangerous. If you've got a huge brain tumor and someone thinks you're mentally ill, I mean, people who are delusional can take your life. If your family thinks that you're not sick, delusional people can be dangerous. My brother was dying of cancer, and I was being told by another family member that he didn't have cancer. He was making it up. My sister had cancer, and I was being told by family members that she was making it up. Those people are dangerous. They can take, it's what it comes down to is poor discernment, right? Discernment is more important than intelligence or education. You can have a grade 5 education and have more discernment in an emergency situation than a doctor or a lawyer. Discernment is everything. If the police show up in an emergency, in a domestic dispute or something, or at the scene of the crime, and they totally get conned of who the perpetrator is, discernment is everything. My family watching this, I'm so sick, I'm so sleep deprived, I'm in so much pain. And you know what? The most dangerous people that I have seen, like people high in people, I've seen this over and over again. People really high in narcissism will call when they're having a dispute with somebody. They'll call. I've never seen kind people or people high in empathy do this. People high in narcissism When they're having a dispute with someone, they will call the other person delusional. I've never seen kind, good people do that. And the other person, I've never seen where the person is actually delusional. So you've got, I think narcissistic people often call people delusional, and they're the delusional ones. I've never seen kind, good people, just regular plain folks, non-manipulative people. I've never seen just regular people walk around calling people delusional, or whenever they get into a dispute with somebody, they think the other person has to be delusional if the other person doesn't agree with them. We've got two in my family like this. And narcissists will often, tell the other person they're delusional to discombobulate them and to cause cognitive dissonance and confusion, I'm just babbling. It makes me angry because enablers, those who do nothing, those who watch and do nothing are just as dangerous as the bad people. During the Second World War, all the Germans that watched and minimized what was happening to the Jews, all the German neighbors and stuff who were minimizing what was being done to the Jews were being persecuted and sent to gas chambers and being exterminated and stuff. All the people who watched and minimized and thought, well, that can't be happening. All those people who watched and did nothing were just as dangerous because they enabled it, right? All that huge, horrific thing couldn't have happened without millions of people watching and doing nothing, right? So if you end up being killed if you end up losing your life because you can't get medical care, everybody who watched and did nothing contributed to that, contributed to you losing your life. Discernment is everything. To sit back and think, well, that can't be happening. And, lots of us sick out here have been told, well, if you were really sick, they'd help you. MAID is rising, medically assisted death. People are being killed like crazy here in Canada. People think that that's okay. Cheaper to kill people than to take care of them, than to provide medical care. All I want is help. All I want is help. Unbelievable what's happening here. If I had money, if I had lots of money, I would travel to another province, or I don't think I'm too sick to get to another country to get the medical help I need. It's that simple. If I was well enough and had the money,